Good morning and welcome back to Life in the Higham house. And today's a big day. It's a big day because we're finishing our garden. Well, we're gonna attempt to finish our garden. At least that is, get the plants that I have ready to go into the ground. And so we're gonna take care of this bed here. We're gonna get stuff in there. We're gonna come around to the back. We're gonna get stuff in our big garden, tomatoes. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get stuff in our other two beds that I have to prepare and get them ready for our cucumbers and our pickles. And we're going to start getting ready because next week is when we will hopefully move the chicken coops and start the last two new gardens where we will do our melons and pumpkins and our beans and some of those other things. So it's going to be a busy day today. Got a lot of work to do, so we're going to get on it. It's early. The sun is up. It's gorgeous out. It's gonna be 70 degrees today. The sky is clear and blue. You see that up there? Fantastic. But we're gonna get the area cleaned up, let the animals out, take care of them, and then we're gonna jump in to doing our planting, and we're gonna vlog it all. So it's kind of like our homestead planting day. So let's get at it. Alright, so the animals are out. Took care of those guys. And this past weekend, we started getting our tomatoes in the ground. And so, it's hard to see because they're so tiny right now. But I've got my raw tomatoes in here. We got 9 plants. We'll see how they do. They're still a little smaller than I would like. But they seem to be doing okay. Although I am noticing some insects on them, so we'll take care of that today too. But the rest of what I need to do is to get my other tomatoes in here. The cherries and I think I'm going to put some Sunny Boys in here. I think I'm going to put the Livingston Reds in here. And then I'm going to put a couple of the cherry tomatoes in here. And then what I don't put in here, I will put into my buckets. So then I got a couple buckets in the shed, so we'll take care of that. So we'll put some in the buckets, we'll put some in the ground, and that should give us a good result with our tomatoes. And then I gotta find a place for our peppers. We have a bunch of good pepper plants, yellows, reds. Gotta find some spot to put them. I think I'm gonna put them on where we did our pumpkins last year, or 2 years ago. No, last year we did the pumpkins. I think I'm gonna put the peppers in where I had the pumpkins. And that might be a good spot for them, since we're moving the pumpkins and the melons to the bottom of the field. So here's what I wanna do. I wanna get the holes dug for this. I want to get my tomato plants in, and I want to get this all watered and treated as quick as possible. So that's our first task this morning. So one of the cheats I have for doing my garden when it comes to putting the plants in the ground, I actually use post hole digger. Get a nice round hole. You can go pretty deep with it. A lot easier than using one of those little shovels, at least in my mind. And then I can drop the plant right down inside the hole. So it saves me a little bit of time, yeah, we can get this done a little faster. So let's dig some holes. All right, so that's done. I go about 4 to 6 inches deep per hole. And I go that deep because I want to get as much of the tomato stalk stem I want to get that in the ground to give us more support. It'll grow way taller, and so getting it in the ground a little deeper gives that strength to the little seedling, and it can go up a little higher. Another advantage to using this, it's a good workout for your shoulders and your arms because you're doing this thing here. It's all good. Let's keep going. Now, I did fall short with my tomato cages. I think I'm planting more tomato plants this year than I did last year. And I have a couple more that are more heavy duty, but I'm going to use those for the buckets because they give the buckets a little more stability. So I'll have to run out to Royal King and pick up a few more of the cages. I'll get a few more of the lightweight ones, and then I'll probably get a few more of the heavyweight ones because I still want to put a bunch of plants in buckets, and they're going to need the support in the buckets. So one of the things I've learned over the years and working in a garden is that things break and they either need to be replaced or repaired. And I'm watching a lot of other homesteaders and guys that people who do their gardens and doing all that stuff, they always have spare parts around to fix or repair or replace whatever goes awry. So long time ago, learned this one. Always keep a bunch of these around. So these are hose repair kits. Alright, so this one in particular will join a hose together where it's burst, or you can get ones that are similar to this where you can replace the ends of it either side. And so I just every couple seasons or so buy a bunch of these. They're not very expensive. I keep them in my toolbox, and then when I have an issue or I need to fix a hose, I've got them and I can do them. And so at the end of last season, one of the hoses I was using for running water to the animals, it burst, and just simply replaced that. See, this is the same type of connector, it's just different colors. Super easy, just slide it on, tighten it all up, you're good to go. But at the end of the season, got another burst in it. There, you can see it right there. Nice little burst. And so instead of throwing away the hose at the end of the season, because it's still relatively a good hose, it's a good flexible hose, and even though I've got another hole in it, I can repair it, and it'll be a little shorter, but it'll be perfect for my garden behind me and the gardens around the shed because it'll fit this area nice and easily. It's lightweight, it won't take up a lot of space, and I can fix it and have it, and it'll be good to go, and I'll get probably another season out of it before I have to replace it. But for now, it's going to save me like $25, $30 to repair this as opposed to replacing it. And this only cost me, I don't know, maybe $1, something like that. So let's go ahead and do this. Do it for us. We'll go see how well we did. The water's on. You can hear it running. Got a few kinks in the hose because it's been stored away all winter long. But I can hear water running through this. There it comes. Maybe you did a good fix. Water's in it. It's holding. And in a few minutes, I'll get it right out of here in a second. So, save some money. Keep those hose repair kits around. A little bit of time to fix it, but it's not another trip to Home Depot. So for the last 3 seasons, we have done our cucumbers and our pickles in this spot right behind the shed here. So here's our shed. Here's where we plant. I haven't tilled it up yet. But it's been a great place to do the cucumbers and the pickles because they get plenty of sun all day long. And I can put trellises up so that they grow across, and it just grows great. We've done pretty well with our cucumbers and our pickles. So we're going to get this all dug up so we can go ahead and plant our cucumbers and pickles for this year. Well, our cucumbers, because I got to restart our pickles. The pickles never took, so I got to redo that again. But let's get the cucumbers in. All right, so I think that's going to do it for us today. We got a lot into the ground. We got the tomato plants in, not all of them, but ones that we planted. The rest are going to go in the buckets, which we're going to do in another vlog. We got the butternut squash in. We've got the cucumbers in. We got the sunflowers in, and that was a lot of work in just a short window of time. I've only been working in the morning. The heat is rising, the sun is up, and it is getting hot. So we're going to take a little bit of break. And so we're going to end this vlog, but super happy with what we got in. And we'll have some more indoor stuff that I'm going to do maybe later today, where we're going to start some fresh pickles, and we're going to do all of our melons and pumpkins. We're going to start those by seed, get them into the greenhouses, and hopefully within 2 weeks we can get those in the ground. And then by October, we'll have some pumpkins and some melons and all that good stuff. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to watch more of this, we'd love for you to subscribe. It's kind of the new edition of Life in the Higham House. It's maybe now Life in the Higham Homestead or something like that. I don't know. But this is what we're doing this summer. We're taking care of our animals, we're taking care of our garden, we're taking care of our house, and we're going to have a little fun throughout the summer as we do that. Go ahead and subscribe, ring that bell, that way you know the next time we put another video up, which are going to be coming more and more frequently now as we get into the summer, so you want to make sure you're following along. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here, Life in the Higham House. Later.